God, so we're outside and we're back in goddamn business. Now I haven't put a video of that in bloody well forever, but we're back at the grind again. And so, you might ask, where the fuck have you been? And truth of the matter is one, and I've gotta be completely straight up. I got into a bit of a rut, okay? I completely didn't just fall off the face of the earth, but we did get into a rut. That's thing one. Now the second thing, other than the rut, is I kinda went on a because of the rut I kinda went on a side quest, which was making beats. Yes. So I made beats, so essentially hip hop stuff, rap stuff, essentially drill type beats, the ones Central C would make. And what ended up happening was that I started meditating again. I started journaling, started reading, and then it kind of hit me. Is this the stuff you want to be making? And well, no, it's not. Because when you meditate, you realize certain things that you otherwise wouldn't. And really, what I want to walk through is kind of the rut and the actual lessons I learned from it, and more specifically, like people get into ruts all the time. Now most people, arguably, like motherfuckers live their, like, people are their entire lives in a rut. Like if you look at normal 9 to 5 workers, like everyone is just in a rut perpetually. Like you're either fat, you're overweight, you're underweight, whatever the fuck. Okay, like you just have to look at the world and go, well, most people are retarded. Okay, but let's get to the point. So, how do you end up in a rut? Okay, so there are a couple of things about it. Number one, Rome wasn't built in a day, but also Rome didn't fall in a day. Also, it's very unlikely that you'll just one day wake up and be in a rut. Like, of course, if you get hit by a car, okay, shit happens. But outside of that, it starts to creep in somewhere. Okay, now if you're anything like me, the way it starts creeping in is there are two things. Number one is just conscious negligence. Okay, so you're in a situation and let's say someone asks you to, hey man, like I got this thing. Let's say it's your old friend from way back and they want to play video game and they go, hey man, you know, come join us. And let's say it's in real life, like it's what the fuck you're playing on an Xbox at someone's crib. You're, you're just sitting there like, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's socializing, and that's how it gets you. Okay, it's probably not gonna be one of these things where it's just like, hey man, you wanna play Minecraft all day? Hey man, you wanna play Ruse game for 12 hours today? Motherfucker, if you're on self-improvement at all, if you care about yourself at all, you're literally not gonna say yes to that. But when someone slips it in the form of, hey man, you wanna do socializing, there might be some hosts over, well then, that's how it fucking gets you. It's like, on the surface level, it's like, okay, I get to socialize. On the back end, it's, let's do some kind of dege and stuff. Okay. Also, it creeps in one bloody step at a time. And before you know it, you're off the track. And usually, in my experience, what happens is not only that, let's say someone tries to get you to play video games, at the same time, you also have set your own standards so goddamn high, which in a sense is a good thing, yeah. But when you don't account for being able to perform on your worst days, You'll have set some crazy ass workout that takes like 3 hours to complete, 4 hours to complete, some ridiculous shit. And then when someone asks you, hey, wanna come play games? You go, yeah, you know what, yeah, I'm a G, yeah, I'm doing so goddamn well. I can pull these both things off. I can go to the gym for fucking 4 hours and do all this crazy cardio and shit, and also play video games, and I'll win because I'm a fucking man. Well, you go play the fucking games, and then you realize, shit. I should work out, but guess what you do? Because you wanna cope. So what happens is you don't go to the gym. You go, well, actually, sleep is really important for you, and then that's how you lose control. You can be intellectual, right? Now, there is one way to stop that, and I'll get to that soon, okay? But really what it boils down to is the idea that, look, you gotta make the baseline extremely easy to hit, okay? If you don't make the baseline extremely easy to hit, you'll lose control, okay? Because there will be a day when everything goes to shit, okay? Maybe you don't sleep at all. Like, who knows, shit happens. You're fucking sleep deprived. Maybe you're having an argument with a chick at the same time while being sleep deprived. And then you gotta work, and then you gotta go to the gym, and then you gotta do this, that, and the other. If you set the bar too high for those moments, you'll miss a day. And once you miss a day, the floodgates open. Now, of course, there is stuff about consistency that you should understand, which is partially that missing the day isn't the end of the world, but then at the same time, consistency is literally the most important thing, and well, you should strive to maintain consistency at any cost possible, which is exactly what I'll walk through my current stack of habits and how exactly I got back on track, after being lost for a couple of days, weeks. Because, like, look, you'll end up in a rut at some point or another. It's like meditation, like you have thoughts. It's just how quickly can you get back up. It's that quote from Rocky, which goes something like, the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. And it goes about, it ain't about how hard you can. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Okay. So it's not about just... It's not about having perfect days for the rest of your life. Of course that would be ideal, but that's not gonna happen. Okay? Like, if you look at millionaires, you might get to a point where you do 180 days, never missing a workout, okay? But then it gets unrealistic, okay? Shit's just gonna happen. Like, probably my best workout streak of like training 6 times per day, per week, not day, is something like 3 months, okay? But the real question is, how well can you get back on track? Okay. Also, you need to be really honest about what level you're at, so that you don't set the bar too high. Because if you set the bar too high, well, you're gonna eventually lose momentum. Now, so how the fuck do you get back on track? Let's say you're in a rut, okay? Now, there are multiple things to it. And the first step is kind of just establishing a baseline. Well, the first step is acknowledging that you're in a rut, but after you know you're in a rut and you know you need to do something about it, it's establishing a baseline. Okay, so then how the fuck do you do that? And as far as I'm concerned, there is a certain set of habits that will get you back on track, okay? Which are meditation. Okay, meditation is fucking vital, but it's meditation, reading, working on tasks, working out, eating what you should be eating. If you're extremely stiff, like you're not that mobile, for example, I'm not, stretching, and then journaling. Journaling is really good as is if you want to do gratitude journaling, which I would advise to do, especially if you're a bit negative normally, if you're not just like constantly happy. I do gratitude journaling because it's really gonna help your mindset. It's gonna really help you to see the world in a more positive light. Okay, but those are kind of the habits. Okay, now how do you start meditating? Like, because you're in this rut. Let's say you're fucking just hooked on video games all day. Like, you're not really eating properly or not working out properly. So how the fuck do you get back? Like, how do you just start meditating again? And really, the most important thing to understand with this is don't set the bar high. Okay, you need the bar to be beneath you. Okay, you need to feel like even though you're playing all these games, it's too easy. Okay, and fucking mosquitoes. But the way you do it is, for example, meditation. In order for you to have meditated that day, you meditate for 1 second. Okay, if you meditate for 1 second, that's enough. Same goes for reading. If you read for 1 second, that's enough. So those two things, I would put them in the morning routine, and so here's why. You want to build positive momentum. Okay, that's extremely important. And when you meditate for even like a second, if you haven't meditated at all, you've just improved. And that's important. You're doing better than you used to do, even if you do 1 second. Even if it's one breath, even if it's kind of not that focused, you're doing better. And the same goes for reading. And when you read, you also learn, but more importantly, you get the mindset roughly of the author. Like, let's say you read about Genghis Khan, which is something I've been doing. I've been reading about the Mongols. You'll read about this motherfucker that conquered vast amounts of land. Like, that pull off what would be the equivalent of a bloody miracle, like when you look at what Genghis Khan did. And that's gonna inspire you. Now, here's the dope thing about it. You meditate for a second, you read for a second. Now, of course, you can't read that much in a second, so you aren't really gonna learn anything. But when you do those for a second, once you've done that like 7 days in a row, which you will be able to do, because it's so damn little, like, what's gonna happen is you're gonna be doing that for 7 days, and then it's gonna be like, well, you know what? I've been doing this meditation thing for 7 days. Let me try 3 minutes. And then who knows? You might fail, you might not. But either way, you're making progress. And the same goes for reading. You get to a point where you just want to read. Okay? but it all came from you setting the bar extremely low. Had you sat there in your rut and been, let me meditate for 10 minutes, you wouldn't have started meditating. Let me read for 10 minutes, you wouldn't have started reading. And so, because that's, and I know this shit works, because it's exactly what the fuck I did, okay? Like, a couple of weeks ago, it's probably more than that at this point, but I was barely meditating. Now, meditation is something I got a really damn good streak on. Like, if I'm being real, like right now it's at 25 days, previous one was like at 50 days. And I only probably in between those two streaks. Maybe missed 3 days. Okay. So like I'm pretty damn consistent with meditation anyways, but I wouldn't have gotten back on the 25-day streak unless I set the bar that low. Okay. Like there was a point a couple of weeks ago I kinda started missing gym sessions. Okay, I was just playing fucking Counter-Strike, which is retarded by the way, but I was doing that. And because I set my workout goal, okay, literally to like one push-up, one sit-up, one rep, like heck, even do a push-up with your knees if you don't want to do a normal push-up, like just make it damn easy, like just the bare minimum counts as a workout, okay? Because I did that, I'm back at the gym, okay? And I don't miss workouts, so you need to set the bar down low, and then like once you've done that, then what you gotta understand is don't let your ego push you to another downfall. Don't get arrogant. Never get arrogant. So what tends to happen, and I noticed this in myself as well, is you'll start going to the gym consistently again, and then you'll want to be like, hey, okay, so I'm going to the gym consistently. Let me add 30 minutes on the treadmill. Let me add this. Let me add this. That's not what you want to do, because when you do that, look, it's fine when the sun is shining, okay, but when the storms come, when there is a fucking tornado, you're gonna get wiped out. It's the same financially. I was reading this book today by Dave Ramsey, and it's just about how to manage your finances. And what he was talking about was the idea that like you can make dumb decisions. I go completely overboard on spending while everything is fine, but then when a storm comes, you're fucked. Okay? And so it's the same thing with self-improvement. Even if working out extremely hard is good, even if you can add cardio, connect to the baseline, even if you can raise your standard to a certain amount, at some point, it's gonna break because you're trying to do too much. And so you need to stay humble. And here's the thing, like let me tell you this. My target amount for reading is still 1 second. My target amount for meditation is still 1 second. But I'm doing 10-minute sessions for meditation. But this morning I probably read for almost an hour or something. All because I'm not trying to push it, I'm not trying to force it. Okay, the same goes for working. I don't know how many hours exactly I'm working per day right now, but my work task is literally just work on tasks. And I just got this massive list of shit to do. And if I'm tired, I rest. Okay, if I want to work, I work. But it's this idea of, like you said, the bar damn low. If I work on one task for 1 second, that's that. I worked that day. I get to tick the box. And then what happens is that the baseline is so damn low that you end up just wanting to do more. Okay, right now I'm making this bloody video because I literally just want to. Okay, like I literally looked at my to-do list. You know what? Let me get a video about. So that's what I'm doing. Not because I feel forced to. Like, literally just because I want to. Because I set a goal to work 1 second per day. Had I set the goal to do one extremely difficult thing per day, I probably wouldn't be even doing this video right now. Because I would have set the goal too high. Okay, so set the bar low. Now, other than setting the bar low, there is one thing. And the same principle roughly applies to this. And so, instead of progressively overloading, instead of setting the kind of goal to 1 second, you want to start reducing the amount of bad dopamine you're getting. And so right now my system for it, okay, is I can read books, I can go through courses, and I can listen to instrumental music. So I got 3 playlists on post. Okay, 3 playlists on Spotify. One for gym, one that's essentially just Minecraft music 24/7, and then another one that is for kind of just chilling in the evening dates, whatever the fuck. Okay, and so that's that setup. That's in my view the ideal goal to get to, because I've been saying this one motto to myself, and it's live in the real world. Okay, watching football on the TV isn't the real world. Reading the news isn't the real world. Scrolling Instagram isn't the real world. Watching YouTube isn't the real world. Okay, the real world is what's around you, and that's where you want to live. You don't want to live on the internet. You want to live in real life. Also, books definitely add to real life. Like, you learn stuff, you fix your mindset, you get inspired to do shit. It's not even that easy dopamine to get. Instrumental music helps with the gym, helps with dates, helps with, well, Minecraft is just fucking calming, so puts you in a chill mood. And so, with that, what that's gonna do is that's gonna make work fun. That's gonna make, look, it's gonna make meditation fun. It's gonna make working out fun. It's gonna make reading fun as shit. Well, reading is a part of it, but still you get it. Because when you're not scrolling on IG, when you're not playing video games, when you're not doing all this fucking dumb shit, it's gonna make real life fun again. And then you're gonna end up sooner or later in a state where you just wanna do a task, and then you wanna do another one, and then you wanna make content, and then you wanna do this thing, and you wanna do that thing, and then you just keep going. Okay. But the one thing I wanna emphasize with the dopamine detox, I would just reading books, going through courses online, and then Spotify, is that push for it. Like, make that the goal, but understand that you're probably not gonna get there instantly. So right now I just got Spotify on my phone in terms of content, in terms of entertainment. I got my phone on grayscale, dark mode all the time. And here's the thing though, I've had YouTube installed multiple times in the past couple of weeks. Okay, same goes for IG. Maybe I scrolled a couple of reels, watched a couple of YouTube videos. You just want to make the goal, as with meditation, getting back to the breath, with dopamine detox you want to make the goal to get back to the kind of default state. If you are on a dopamine detox and you watch a couple of YouTube videos in between, don't beat yourself up for it. Just go like, okay, watch a couple of YouTube videos, let's get back to the dopamine detox. Because even though you relapse, which you probably will because you're a human being, what's still gonna happen is that you're gonna be on your phone less and less, you're gonna do more and more work, it's gonna be more and more fun. And so you don't have to be perfect with it. Because even you just trying to be on a dopamine detox is progress. Even you trying to limit your content consumption to books will make your life better. Even if you fail a couple of times. And so, incredibly small steps and limit bad habits. Okay, but don't beat yourself up over it. Don't try to focus too much on that. But just try to limit your content to books, courses, and Spotify. If you can do that, those two things, motherfucker, you'll be fine. You get out of the rut. Because that's exactly how I got out of mine. Now, I just want to say one thing in terms of start small and then the dopamine detox, which is that if I had to choose just one thing to focus on, I'd say start small. Okay, start with the basic habits. Reading, meditation, working on tasks, working out, eating a set amount of calories, or at least a set amount of times per day, and then gratitude journaling. If you can do those things, and you can do those things consistently, you might want to throw in socialization, whatever, but if you can do those core things consistently for just 1 second per day, you will get out of the rut. And what you will notice is that when you meditate, even for 1 second consistently for 14 days, you'll naturally start to want to do the dopamine detox. Okay, so you don't really have to even push it. That's how the fuck you get out of a rut. It's kind of what I've been doing. Not really right now, I've just been working on a bunch of different things. But we're definitely back in the content game. We'll see how consistent I am with it right now. Because right now I'm not trying, I'm not trying to hit a certain number of videos per week or anything. I'll just make the content as I want to make it. Might be one per day, might be one per week, we'll see. But I'll keep doing what I preach. I'll keep doing the habits that I just talked about. I'll keep being on the dopamine detox that I just talked about. I will see where the shit goes. But it's about to be good. That's all I got for you today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.